Welcome. In front of me is a TCL 408, and today I'll go over unboxing along with a quick overview of this phone. So before I say anything more about this device, I'm just going to quickly mention that the price tag of this device puts it firmly in a very budget category, meaning it comes in a price tag of about 130 euros. So it is, well, by all intents and purposes, a budget and that like low-end budget device. So let's see what we get in this price. We do have a little seal right here. So, and that being said, there is a seal, but there is one up below it. So just quickly check out something, and it is cut. Wow, what a surprise! Great. So whoever was selling this is kind of trying to scam, which that's kind of no bueno, but whatever. Now, under here we get our phone. Let's set it to the side for now. Then we get a cable. It is a Type-C, though the cable itself seems very short. A SIM ejector. And just paperwork, so just yeet that to the side. Perfect. There we go. So let's turn it on. So now let's start off with the cameras at the back. We do have a dual camera setup, at least something that's supposed to be dual camera setup. The main sensor is a 50 megapixel wide sensor, and then below that we have the shit camera called 2 megapixel depth. If I said that 50 megapixels a depth, my bad. I think I might have, although I don't know. So wide at the top, 50, and 2 depth. Now, the reason why I did say supposedly 2 dual camera setup is because the 2 megapixel depth is just a garbage and shouldn't be used basically for anything. So it serves no purpose here. Now, at the front, we have an 8 megapixel wide sensor, and with both either front or back, you can shoot at 1080p 30 frames max. Now, all the devices on, let's touch upon the display right here, now that we can see it. So this is a 6.6 inch display with a resolution of 720 by 1612, and it is an IPS LCD display with a brightness of about 400 nits, so it doesn't get too bright. Might not be the most visible display when you go outside during the summer, so something to keep in mind. Now, it also has an 84.3% screen to body ratio with 267 pixels per inch. And moving down the list, in terms of the battery right here, we have a pretty decent size at 5000 milliamps, and we can charge it at only 10 watts charging speed, so this is pretty slow. And obviously, as you've probably seen, there was no charger included in the box, so you do have to have your own charger. But to be honest, a 10 watt charger, it's so bad that you can probably grab any charger that you have laying around it, and it will most likely provide more than 10 watts. Now, moving down the list, the device, or the battery here, is powering a Helio G25 processor. And we do also have a 64 gigabytes of storage with 4 gigs of RAM at the very lowest end, and at the very highest end we have 128 gigs with 4 gigs of RAM. So that's the highest one, and there's also like a very weird in between with 64, which is the lower end storage, but 6 gigs of RAM. So yeah. Now, outside of the internals, let's touch upon the build right here. So, at the right side, we have our power button that doubles as a fingerprint sensor, volume rockers, and that's about it. At the bottom, we have a headphone jack, which probably a lot of people will be happy. Then we got our charging port, which is Type-C. That's also good. Microphone, speakers. Then on the other side, we just have our tray, which takes our SIM card, probably dual SIM with, let me just quickly get something that actually fits here. So I assume it's going to be, yep, dual SIM card and SD tray. So pretty nice in terms of expandability. And at the top, we do have another microphone and a speaker grill. And that's about it for the, just all around the device. So to finish this off, summarize it in some kind of way, for about 130 euros, we do get a pretty okay device. I mean, obviously it's not going to be anything like super fast, it's not going to blow you away or anything, but it will do the basic job of functioning as a phone. It has a okay display. It does have actually a decent battery, though the charging speed here will suffer. And also in terms of RAM, the minimum amount is 4 gigs, which for a super low-end device, I think that is pretty nice. And obviously if you want, you can go for the 6 gigs, which will be even better. Now the reason I kind of focus on that is because that is one of the things that you want to be able to upgrade down the line if you want to, like the storage as an example. And RAM will have a little bit of an impact on how quickly you can just swap between applications and just general kind of performance of the device. That and obviously the processor. Now processor here will be on a weaker side, so I'm not gonna really say anything positive about it or negative. It is what you get what you paid for here in a way. And yeah, that's about everything that I can say kind of like positive and negative about it. It's a budget device, so saying any kind of negative stuff, like what's bad here, would be, well, kind of stupid considering this phone barely surpasses 100 euros. So there is bound to be some cost measurements taken here. So anyway, with this being said, hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.